Today we're going to be talking about why your business's financial projections are one of the most important keys to winning a cannabis license and fueling growth for your business throughout its life cycle. So the topics we're going to be discussing today include the value of pro forma financial documents, the overall value and benefits of financial projections for your cannabis business, keys to building better financial projections, and other considerations you should take into account when building your financial projections. So let's dive in. As always, the information contained in this presentation is meant for guidance purposes only and not as professional legal or tax advice. Further, it does not give personalized legal, tax, investment, or any business advice in general. The phrase pro forma is something you've heard frequently around the industry, right? But what is it? Pro forma documents are financial statements that provide a plan for how you will operate and grow your business. They also indicate where and how you will use your funding. So there are 4 primary pieces to pro forma documents: your income statement, balance sheet, statement of cash flow, and sources of business funding. Pro forma documents are crucial for everything from filling out your license application to presenting your business to potential investors. Financial forecasting models help cannabis operators and businesses chart their growth trajectory while identifying, planning for, and mitigating risk. A good financial projection model uses financial mapping and real market data to show the viability and promise of a business. So on the front end, financial projections and pro forma statements are required for submitting your license application. For operators that are already in business, your financial forecast is an invaluable tool that will help you manage cash flow in and out of your business, plan for revenue and price fluctuations, and track and benchmark your business's performance. One of the biggest benefits to putting together data-driven projections is that they will help you stay accountable for every dollar that goes in and out of your business. Poor cash flow management, on the other hand, is one of the biggest reasons we see operations go out of business in our industry. Another pitfall that new cannabis operators run into with their financial projections is that they only plan for the best case scenario. Financial projections incorporate multiple if this then this plans that prepare you for various sales and market scenarios. A major part of building financial projections is laying out your operating budget. Once you've put together your operating budget, you should have a reliable benchmark you can use and refer back to frequently to see how you are tracking toward your goals. There are some key components of a sound financial forecast that every cannabis operator should factor into their projections. Number 1, start with your expenses first. Managing and tracking expenses is arguably the most important aspect of keeping your business afloat and profitable. Make sure that you factor in and track all of your fixed and variable expenses. The more detailed expense reporting you have, the lower the likelihood that you'll run into wasted spend. Number 2, map different business and sales scenario. Hoping for the best isn't a strategy. As a cannabis operator, you need to put together forecasts and plans for a variety of different sales and market scenarios. We recommend building a plan that includes forecasts for a worst case sales scenario, a most likely scenario, and an optimistic performance scenario. That way, you're prepared for anything. Number 3, utilize comparable businesses to make better production. If you can, get as much information as possible about other cannabis businesses in your local or regional market area. This is an incredibly helpful tool for comparing and approximating financials, sales, expenses, and what to expect when you open your doors or make major operational changes. And lastly, number 4, refer to and reevaluate your model often. If we know anything about our industry, it's that it's constantly changing. Just as the market changes, so should your forecasting model. Treat your forecast and business plan as an adaptable tool that you may need to adjust, tweak, and reevaluate as you go. As you can see, there are a lot of considerations that go into creating a reliable financial forecasting model. That wasn't enough to think about already? Here are a few other things that you should keep in mind when putting together your projections. Make sure you account for seasonality. Some type of seasonality impacts virtually every business on the planet, and the cannabis industry is no exception to that. Be sure to factor seasonality into your revenue and sales projections. That said, you should expect to see sales fluctuations on a weekly, daily, and hourly basis. For example, retail locations and dispensaries may have slower sales Monday through Wednesday or Thursday, with sales increasing throughout the weekend. Sales may be slow in the mornings and toward close, but pick up in the afternoons when people are leaving work. So make sure you account for these fluctuations when building your financial forecast. What is happening in your local or state market will have a direct impact on your sales and business growth. More mature markets like California and Colorado are going to have more stable and predictable growth rates, whereas newly legalized states will see massive booms in sales and expansion early on. When you launch a marketing or advertising campaign to promote your business, you are likely to see an uptick in sales. Make sure your projections reflect when, where, and how your marketing and advertising campaigns will affect that. Pandemics and natural disasters can be impossible to predict, but when they do happen, they could totally upend your business. Since predictability with these can be difficult to impossible, make sure you have a safety net of business savings and capital to get you through these challenging events. And lastly, make sure that you prepare yourself for increases in taxes. With more states legalizing adult use cannabis as we make our way to federal legalization, taxes are only going to go up from here. Increases in taxes inevitably lead to increase in prices. So when putting together your sales projections, think about what kind of prices your customers are willing to pay and what they might be willing to pay in the future to prevent sticker shock. Financial projections are not only essential for winning your cannabis license, they are imperative for the growth and success of your business. Our cannabis CPAs and financial team have helped hundreds of cannabis operators put together pro forma statements and financial projections for starting and growing their businesses. So if you need help putting together your financial forecast, completing your pro forma, or outsourcing a CFO for your business, then contact us at greengrowthcpas.com or call us at 1-800-674-9050. Thank you so much for your time. We hope this information has been helpful. If you have any questions or want more information, please leave us a comment below. And be sure to like this video and give us a follow to learn more about the cannabis industry.